Hello, my name is Ernest Owens, and you're watching the Ernest Experience. In light of the recent mental health fatalities that have happened on campus, I decided that I want to dedicate this show to cover mental health issues surrounding our community. We're not just going to be talking about CAPS and all these other mental resources, but we're going to talk about people who've survived these issues. And no one had a more inspiring story recently than my good friend right here, Jack Park, who overcome mental health issues surrounding suicide.
I personally don't know Madison and Elvis.
Yeah.
But I think I know what they went through because I basically it was a really bad time of my life, and I tried to do it myself, and thank goodness and thank God I failed. But so yeah, it's a horrible place to be. It's not fun. It's not fun at all.
Right.
And it happened during the second semester, of my freshman year.
Oh, your freshman year?
Yeah, no,
Okay.
not sophomore, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. No hard feelings.
Yeah.
I get you. But nobody knew I was gone, so it's hard for you to know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I took a leave of absence. I didn't voluntarily take a leave, like I was forced to leave because
Was it the university that chose to do it, or you just chose to leave, or?
Well, I had no other option. I couldn't do normal things like eating properly or sleeping properly.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't go outside because I thought people were judging me all the time and hating me. It was like this weird conception in my head, and I couldn't get it out for like the longest time. And things started getting worse. I started to not meet people because I thought they were going to make fun of me. And so I started eating by myself all the time, although people were asking me to meet up for coffee.
Mm-hmm.
But then so things got really bad real quick, and things happened. Unfortunately, similar things have been happening to my my colleagues at Penn.
Yes.
Like a lot.
Yes.
This thing usually comes in clusters. Like there were NYU group student suicides.
Yeah, Cornell.
There was a Cornell group suicides, and now it's hitting Penn, right?
Yeah, it is.
And nobody's doing shit about this. They're just go to CAPS and try to talk to them. But honestly, CAPS is great, and the intention is great.
Yeah.
And there are all these numbers for you to call, and but honestly, they have a certain level of limitations because counselors are great, but they're not your friends, and you really have to open up to your friends about your problems.
Mm-hmm.
And at Penn, it's just not everyone, but a lot of people don't talk about their weakness because everyone else seems so smart, and they all seem to be in such a good place all the time.
Yeah.
So oh, can I get lunch with you sometime? I don't know, Daniel. And Daniel will be like, oh, sorry, I have this midterm to study for. I can't eat lunch.
Okay.
And I'm not saying everyone's like this, but I think it's a general tendency that people don't expose their weaknesses enough. So I decided to I had this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should share my little story because I think it'll be
That's a very important story. It's not little. It's very important.
Well, thank you. But I wrote this thing. It took me 3 days to write because I'm from Korea, and my writing skills are not that great. I took 3 days to write that thing, and a lot of friends actually volunteered to edit it for me. So I got that was my third draft.
Yeah.
And I spent an entire day just trying to share it on Facebook because you don't know where depressed people are because they hide.
Yeah.
So I wanted to expand the social circle that people read this thing.
Yeah.
So I made it, so I was asking people to, hey, please, could you share this little thing on your wall because my friend group is different from your friend group.
That's true.
So I spent the whole day, talking to 100 people, and I think around 100 people shared it on their wall.
Yeah, I shared it. I remember when you sent it to me, I was like, oh, of course, there's nothing for me to share this. I didn't even know what it was about, and so I read it.
Yeah.
And
and I'm trying to get into the DP, but the DP has some policies, and
they always have policies.
They can't always publish just because I want to publish it. So I'm shooting emails back and forth with the editor-in-chief.
Okay.
I hope it gets on the DP, because
yeah,
then more people would read it, and they would maybe, I don't know, like open up, because like the only way to prevent depression from happening in the first place, and to ultimately prevent suicides, is to be able to trust people, and like trust people that they will listen to your problems.
Right.
And maybe I thought, like, if I wrote this thing, wow, this guy, is sharing his darkest times, and is okay about it, or maybe it's okay to talk about weaknesses and struggles. So yeah, I'm sorry, it's getting
no, it's fine.
yeah, sorry.
No, it's definitely fine. I think one thing I'm curious about to just know, I mean, this is a very good story, is that what when you was going through that process, did you seek out to go to CAPS? Did you seek out to go to any resources on campus, or did they help you? Did they not?
Well, yeah, I went to CAPS.
Okay.
I made an appointment.
Okay.
Walk in. Hey, I don't know, like, what I'm doing. Like, I have all these things, and they would ask me stuff. Like the basic kind of therapy session goes like, oh, like, oh, how are you feeling today? Like, have you been taking drugs? Have you been, smoking?
Okay.
Have you tried to, like, think of killing yourself? And they listen to you for a long time, because, it's their job to, like, try to help people. And active listening really helps, just like, listening to people's problems. So yeah, I did that for a couple times, but ultimately I didn't feel, like CAPS was like the, only asylum, like you said in your article.
Yeah.
CAPS is great, but if you're not, stressed out and depressed from the first place, CAPS, wouldn't exist on campus.
That's true.
If people support each other and not try to, like, score higher on tests, or like trying to, like, get the better internship, then people won't be stressed as much. And something like CAPS theoretically wouldn't exist.
So you would say
campus.
that if we were better people to each other, nicer people to each other, maybe
of course,
just better people, that we wouldn't, that's the problem. For you on campus, I'm asking, is that, did you feel, what made you not be as social anymore? Like, okay, I'll put it this way. A good friend of mine said to me that, if I can understand depression, what he said, that depression is not being upset when something goes wrong. It's being unhappy with yourself when things are right, still are going right.
I'd say, I don't know, like, every depression
but
story,
for you, how did you relate to that?
Well, it was a really, really, it's basically a mental condition, right?
Right.
Whatever happens, it feels bad. Like, every day is a bad day for a long, long period of time, right?
Okay.
It happened for like a couple of months, and then I started to, like, think of all these weird things, and then I couldn't trust people anymore. And I'm not saying nobody reached out. Everybody, like, kind of reached out. And then, hey, let's get dinner together. Like, you're having troubles. I can see it from your face that you're not happy all the time. Yeah, a good group of friends of mine. Like, I have a group of Korean friends, and they made this PowerPoint for me, and this PowerPoint had a collection of letters, and they were like, oh, Jay, my name was Jay back then, not Jack.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, we're all here for you. Like, I hope you get better soon. And it was like it's a great intention, right? But to me at the time, I thought they were making fun of me all the time.
So on the road of recovery, it seemed like you was in a very dark spot, obviously. I'm trying to figure out, and I think many people watching want to know, what did it take, or what steps did you make to get to this point where you are now social? You're willing to have coffee chats with people. Even in your piece, you put your phone number in the column, and you had many phone calls. You have a girlfriend now, I'm told.
Yeah, that's great.
What did it take to get to that point where you could be willing to love again and be open again and trust people again and, you know, get to this happy spot in your life? What did it take? What people did you go to? What mentors did you have? What resources? What got you there?
There's a lot of things. I'll try to say this right. So there, I don't think I did anything. Like, I just kind of sat there, and a lot of people kept, you know, pouring me kind of unconditional love. You know, there are lots of types of love. You know, there's like, you know, woman to man. You know, parents to son.
Okay.
Friends to friends, and even to like from like the creator to people. Right. I go to church, and I honestly think without church, I don't think I'll be, you know, here. Okay. You know, interviewing with you.
Right.
So, my parents are really great people. Like, they didn't give up on me, and I was staying alone in my room back in Korea for like 3 months. I didn't come out of my room because I thought, you know, people are, you know, looking at me funny, and I didn't want to see anyone, so I just kind of slept and, you know, watched a lot of TV to forget about, you know, those thoughts. And, you know, my mom quit everything. Like, you know, she has, you know, friends to like hang out with and like, you know, eat lunch with, but like she gave up everything, and because, you know, I might try to do it again. I might try to kill myself in my room, right?
Yeah.
So she was like, okay. And she was just sitting next to me like all day for 3 months. And I'm really sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
I saw my mom cry so much. But at the moment, my perception was so skewed that I thought even my mom didn't love me. And that my mom is trying to pity me at the time. But of course not. Like, my mom loves me, so that's why she was there, right?
Yeah.
To make sure I didn't kill myself. My dad works, you know. My dad has a job, so he has to go to work.
Yeah.
But he would, like, you know, no, it's okay. I'm all good now.
Okay.
But my dad works, so he would text message my mom like 24/7, like, how's my son? What is he doing now? He's a doctor, right? And he has, you know, people who study, you know, psychology and depression.
Yeah.
So he would like ask around his friends, and then, okay, like, he has these types of, you know, symptoms. He's a doctor, so he diagnoses people. So my dad will, you know, text my mom and make my mom tell him about everything, you know, I'm doing. Like, what is he eating now? Like, what kind of TV program is he watching now? And that went on for like, you know, 3 months. And sometimes my dad would like make me, you know, kind of yell, because, you know, I had such low confidence that I was speaking like this all the time, and I was shrunk, you know, my body, you know. Do you know what power posing is?
No. It's
when like people are confident, they, you know, they reach out and they make themselves feel big, you know. Interviewers usually sit like this, right?
Yeah.
But but I was sitting like this the entire 3 months because I was so low in self-confidence. So my dad tried to force me to, like, you know, open up, like son, like, shout. I was like, what? Like, what do you want me to shout? I'm not worth anything. And my dad's like, shout, you stupid piece of fuck. Shout. And I was like, no. But then that went on for like, he didn't say stupid piece of fuck.
Right.
First, it's in Korean.
Right.
And second, he didn't, you know, swear at me.
Right.
He loves me, so he didn't swear at me.
Right. But that's how you felt.
Yeah, I know. It's like that impactful, you know?
Right.
It's in my head. I hope you censor this out in your thing, because, you know, this is like it's like a show.
Anything goes.
Yeah. So there's this like parents, you know, unconditional love. And, you know, I have a little brother. Like, he's in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got into Cornell.
Okay.
You know, it's great. Thank you. And he would just kind of it's just kind of weight. Like a normal brother would like bother me all the time. It's like, hey, like how are you doing? You know, how are you doing, brother? Like, are you doing well back in home? Like, you know, little kids usually kind of make fun of other people, right? So like, I thought he would do that, but he would just like not say anything. Just kind of wait for like the 3 months, and you know, yeah, he's really patient with me. You know, my brother loved me too.
Yeah.
So there's all this like family love, you know, beautiful thing, and that kept on for like a long time. So eventually I realized, like, I'm a worthy person, you know.
Right.
So I recovered.
So your faith
slowly.
in your family is what got you there.
Not just that, like friends contacted me.
Your friends keeping up with you.
And I honestly think I survived because, you know, there's a higher being telling me to come to this show and like share this story.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many people read the Bible watching this show.
Right.
But, you know, Mark 5:19, you could look it up, but it basically says, share your testimony. Share how you met God, basically. And when I was happy back again, I honestly thought it was like a miracle. Nobody could, like, no human could make me feel better, but, you know, like a greater being. Like, I'm singing and dancing again. Like, I used to, like, fucking, like, not eat. And I think it's great. And I hope, you know, this little interview thing, you know, gets the message across. Just, you gotta, like, you know, love, you know, your friends, your mom, your dad. Like, you gotta love your girlfriend. Girlfriend's gotta love, you know, the boyfriend.
Or boyfriend, love the boyfriend.
Oh, yeah? Sorry about that, but... yeah, but... So basically, like, people need to, like, open up and, like, kind of, you know, love people for who they are. Because, like, you don't know what that guy or girl is going through, and you gotta, like, understand, like what, you know...
Right.
What kind of could be bothering them.
Yeah.
And, like, say the uncomfortable stuff. You know how uncomfortable it is for me to sit here? I'm talking about, like, my weakest and darkest times ever in, like, freaking, like a TV show.
And it will change people.
I really hope so. I'm not, okay, I'm not, like, a savior. Like, I'm not a hero. Like, I'm just a student. I have to go to class tomorrow.
We all do, right? Well,
but I hope this, you know, this video clip just kind of make people kind of try to think about, you know, loving other people. Because, you know, people hate on each other all the time. Like, there was this one time, like, there's this random driver in, like, you know, Walnut Street, right? And he just kind of, like, drove by, and I was kind of waiting on the street light. And he called me, hey, you fucking chink. And first, I'm Korean.
Oh, right.
I'm not even a chink.
Right.
And then he just kind of, like, yelled at me and, like, and left, right? I was like, what kind of little, you know, like,
Right.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
But then I said, oh, wow. I try to think, like, it's really hard, but I try to think to myself, wow, that guy must be having a really bad day. Like, he must be, you know, angry. So, like, he kind of, you know, released it on me. So I was like, okay, bless you. I hope your day gets better. And, like, after I thought of it, like, that way, my life is so much better. Like, I don't have time to hate people. I have 24 hours a day, right? Like, if I hate on people, I have less time to love people. And loving people makes me feel good. And, you know, it's what people are meant to, you know, are meant to, like, love other people, you know?
That's right.
So, yeah, I love you.
I love you,
well,
too.
not, you know, not, you know,
yeah.
I have a girlfriend, so not, you know, that. And I love, you know, I love the cameraman, too. Like, we just met, but, like, I love you, too. And, you know, I just love everybody. Like, homeless guys, you know. I love, like, you know, my apartment guard, you know. I love, you know, random people on the streets. I just kind of, like, you know, say hi to them all the time. Like, I hope your day is going good. And, like, that really, you know, really got me out of depression. Love, basically. Yeah, this is, like, really fluffy.
No,
it sounds like it's like, oh, what is it? Like, this guy's
it's a serious
drugs,
thing.
Yeah.
No, it's serious. I think that love gets understated at this campus. I think people underestimate it. And I think that it's important that we do reventure the little things in our own community. You know, CAPS is great, medicine is wonderful. All these things are great, but we as a people, whether or not we do have mental illness or we recognize it, or we cope with it, or we know people, at the end of the day, we all can just be better people and, you know, be more loving to one another and be nice and be respectful, and those things will help us more. I'm every day trying to be a better person in my own kind of way. When my grandmother passed away last summer, for me it was a wake-up call to value life and value people and look at more significant aspects. And I made a promise to myself that on Facebook, just spread positive breaking news and good news. And I think that that's,
Thank you.
That's, you know, what I think that your story is one of those moments where that's a miracle. That's a blessing. That is something that's really different. And I'm just so happy and I'm grateful that you've decided to come on the show and just talk to me and the rest of Penn and the world, you know, because I think more stories like that is important. And yeah, I'm just thanks.
Oh, I didn't do anything. Like, I was loved a lot, so I learned to love. And yeah.
So thank you so much for coming. Dennis. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for watching.
I'm on TV.
He's on TV. But thank you all for watching. At the bottom, I'm going to definitely show there's several resources on campus that you can go to. And thanks for watching the show. And if you want to see Jack Park for coffee or hot chocolate at Starbucks, he's around campus. And yeah, thank you so much. At the end of this program, I'm going to share various resources on campus that you can go to talk to someone, to feel connected. It could either be McCoo right here, or it could be CAPS, or it could be the Women's Center. It could be the chaplain's office and the other resources as well. So stay tuned to the end. And thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate this. But
the greatest resource is your friends.
My thing.